Free is one of these words that we feel we know really well, that we've known our whole life, and yet has changed in definition and meaning radically over the last decade or so. The economics of free in the 20th century and before were pretty simple. They're really, free wasn't really free. There's no such thing as a free lunch. You get what you pay for, etc. Free was largely a marketing trick because the underlying economics of stuff was that they cost. They cost something, and you got to pay those costs back pretty quickly. As we moved online, as we moved from the atoms economy to the bits economy, free changed its meaning, and free changed its economic model. And we didn't really focus on how dramatic that change was, but basically the atoms economy, i.e. stuff, is inflationary. Things get more expensive over time. And the bits economy, this is software, digital stuff, is a deflationary economy. Things get cheaper over time. The consequence is that free has gone from, free, in quotes, in the atoms model to really free in the digital model, because the marginal cost of digital products is close to zero and falling by 50% every year. That sort of shift from free as a trick to free as an economic model is largely driving pretty much everything we see online. The internet is a country-sized economy based on free. Google doesn't show up in your credit card bill. Most products and services you experience online are free. And yet, the paradox is companies are able to make a lot of money on this. And so the notion that you can make money on free has been a shocker to many people, although completely self-evident to the millions of people who are actually building companies based on free right now. I'm in the media business. The idea that you can make money from free is not a surprise to the media business. Radio is free to air. Television is free. Our websites are free. We make money from advertising. A third party subsidizes the product so that a first party, or second party, I guess, the audience, gets it for free. Not hard to make money on free. Slightly hard in this particular climate, but in general, that model's been working very well for hundreds of years and will continue to work well. As we move online and as more and more products and services become digital products and services, we're going to use that media model and expand it beyond media. Google's not a media company, but it uses the media model. And then we're going to use a new form of free called freemium. This is free plus premium, to build new business models built on free, where you use the majority of the audience gets a free product, because free is the best marketing, and a minority who is really, really into the product and prepared to pay a lot for it, chooses to buy a superior form, the premium form, for some price. So the idea of give 90% of your product away for free and charge 10%, and charge for the 10% only works if the marginal cost of the product is close to zero.
How do you determine who that audience would be?
The cool thing about the freemium model is that you get to really understand your customers. Now, so what you do is use the free model, and out it goes, and it reaches far and wide. And what you learn from free is who is your market? Who are these people? What do they want? What are the usage patterns? As you watch them use the product, you start to see them differentiate. There's casual users, there's heavy users, there's short-term users, there's long-term users, there's users who care about certain features, there's users who don't care about those features. There's sophisticated and unsophisticated, etc. Once your audience starts to differentiate in the basis of the usage patterns, then you know where to invest for your premium version. It's like, oh, okay, so we have 90% of the users use it, less than a minute a day, and then we have 10% who use it like 3 hours a day. So let's make a product for those power users, and they've already self-identified through the usage behavior. They've already sort of shown what they want. You can sort of ask them even more what else they'd want. And their loyalty to the product is self-evident. At that point, since time is more valuable than money, the time they've invested in the product is worth more to them than the money they would have to pay for the product. And if you can make the product better for the time they invest in it, more productive, more features, maybe save them some time by doing some things easier, they'll happily pay for that.